I didn't even check my audio. 1 second. Test, 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 test. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's working. Desktop audio working. All the music playing. Okay. I just need to play with my camera for a bit. Hello! I am back for another stream. It is me, the guy, the fellow with the camera. Just a second. I am very, very sleepy. But I should hopefully be able to get through a stream. I just might pass out as soon as I'm done though. Oh, that's still really hot. I put like 3 ice cubes in that and it's still really hot. I forgot what I was doing. Alright, let me turn off the exposure. Bring it up. Fine tune the brightness. Just a little bit down. Because it's actually pretty good that around that lighting. Contrast, we can perk it up just a bit. Not super important. I don't need to be super well defined. Color balance, white balance I mean. Around there. Bit more saturation, not too strong. Okay. Ooh. Just music to your ears, I know. Alright. So. Hang on just a minute. I think something's wrong with my Wi-Fi. What's going on? Sorry, 1 second. I just got, looks like I got kicked out of my main Discord. For sure I didn't get kicked out for like 100% because it's just like a friends group and there's not been any drama. I think it was just like an error. Yeah, there it goes. Popped right back up. Ooh, a whole bunch of yachting. Let me go ahead and put up my piece that we're going to be working on. Well, let's hold off on that for just like 2 seconds. Oh, shoot. Do I even have any of my other stuff pulled up? I do not. Holy crap. No Chatterino. No. Alright, there we go. Chatterino's just popped in the corner. Has there been any changes to the audio? No, audio's still good. Just opening up my Twitch so I can keep an eye on the front end. Pinging my friends about it. Alright, so we're going to be continuing on with a piece that I've been working on for way too long. Hopefully actually getting it done today, but just for a bit, let me go and show you something that I'm working on. As soon as it loads. There it goes. So this is a piece that I've been working on for a little bit. Yeah, it's just something I've been the last of the 3 black and white pieces that I've been working on. So there was the one with the 3 people just like dancing around. Can I open those? No, but I'll show you the second one. So this is the new little guy. I tried to do something different with like the positioning. Oh, here we go. So this was the other one that I posted just before this. This was maybe last week. Just a really strong dynamic pose that I really liked. It was originally just supposed to be like a copy of the Fallen Angel from the one painter. You know, that guy, that one painter. You know him. Everybody knows him. But he has like that painting that's kind of become a meme where it's like the hold on one second. It's like Lucifer looking over his shoulder and having like the single tear in his eye because he's just fallen from heaven or something like that, or like he's decided to do something evil. So I decided to take the like drama of that, like looking over the shoulder, and give it more of like an anime feel. Trying to really like channel that like edge that I like to do. I like edge, good amount of edge. I always mock edgy things, but it is like something I always love to do as well. Not too much edge, just like a good amount of edge. And then this is the final out of the 3. I could do more maybe, but this was the final out of the 3 that came to mind whenever I first started working on this piece. But yeah, I said that there's like some interesting stuff that I'm doing with the positioning where instead of being completely centered like all the other pieces that I normally do, he is more like a little bit lower, a little bit more to the side, and it's kind of giving like this big empty space where he feels like unwelcome, you know, like it's off, imbalanced. And I think that really works, kind of tell you exactly what's going on without having to say a word, you know? Like you can tell what the emotion is without even me saying anything about it. Although I am talking too much about it, you know. Some artists are mystical creatures and some artists like to talk until they're blue in the face. Yeah, so this is a piece that I'm just like really happy with how it's turning out. I'm still not sure if I want to do it like this or if I want maybe just a little bit more pizzazz on the spotlight. So you can see here I put like a whole bunch of effects on the spotlight, then I turned it down a bit. Like you can see, like I kind of faded it further into the background. I put these 2 giant black lines. It's a long story to explain why it looks like that. Or if I want to do it like this, just keep it very simple, because I think this one really like maximizes like the sharp contrast between the character and, you know, the empty background, or what should be an empty background. But we'll see. I asked my friends for some feedback, and if anybody wants to, you know, just type in what they feel they like better. All right, I'm gonna put this away now. But that's that guy. That's the guy. But anyways, that's not the guy though. The guy we are gonna be working on is this guy. That's not the guy. That's the version that I used to make the thumbnails. This is the guy. If it's not the guy, I'm gonna cry. It's probably taking forever to open. There it goes. Oh wait! I've got the little guy. Here he goes. Hang on 1 second. I'm just trying to make him fit in a little bit more. Make him feel more welcome. There we go. There's a little guy. You know, the little guy. The guy. The guy. God, I love coffee. So yeah, we're gonna be finishing work on him. I have a list. There's a list. I actually wrote down what I need to do. Okay, so rain, splash, sploosh, highlights, and then final touches. So just tweaking the colors and everything. Okay, this should be really easy. So I think we can definitely finish it in this session so long as I don't pass out, which I can't guarantee, but I'm gonna try not to pass out. My sleep schedule is very poor. I had like a arm pain that was like, I think it might have been keeping me up. Let's see. What color am I using? Is this just white? How is that this right here is the same color? Is that what you think, computer? What is happening? There we go. What color is this? Yeah, it looks like it's just pure white, which is fine. Okay. Need to do his hair. His hair is gonna have to get some splashes. Just a second. Let me look up how hair like splashes on. Sorry, hair. Water splashes on hair. Just make sure I'm getting like a decent idea. Like I don't want his hair to look too stiff, but I don't think water like completely flattens hair. Maybe it does. These are not even remotely what I'm looking for. Or I guess that's my fault for putting water. Maybe rain. I spell splashing without the G. It's all like soap commercials. It's all like people like flinging water out of their hair, but that's like not remotely what I'm looking for. Just pictures of people like trying to be sexy while there's water in the rain. I'm just looking for like what happens when water hits hair. Listen, don't get too clever about it, Google. They're all umbrellas. It kind of looks like most people tend to ignore it. They don't really do too much with the hair on water. If they're not going for like the completely, you know, like soaked look. Where, you know, like it like gets all in their face and everything. It's like you either get all of the water in your hair or you get, or it doesn't even really touch you. From what I'm seeing. I swear to all that is holy, I think Google should no longer be a company simply for the fact that they include AI results. It is so irritating. There we go. Oh, what just happened? I got a thing. I heard a thing. Oh, I missed it. Oh, what just happened? Hang on a second. That's weird. The Twitch chat doesn't even say what just happened. Is that something I have to set up? I didn't realize it doesn't tell me. Ooh. Whatever just happened, I appreciate it. I think it was a follower. Oh, there you go. Yep, it was a follow. Hello. I'm just working on my art right now. Right now I'm just planning. But yeah, this is just something I'm working on. Hold on, let me get this little guy out of the way. That's just something for me to entertain myself while I'm working on this thing. But yeah, right now I'm trying to get all the rain to look right, to look like it's splashing on the character. And I'm wondering if like the rain does anything for the hair besides make it look slick. Which I guess we already kind of got going on with like all the white spots. We could probably go further, but I'm wondering if like, does it splash? Maybe we can do like a little bit of splat, like just tiny bit. Nothing too crazy. Oop, that's a huge eraser. That's not an eraser at all. There we go. Maybe just like here and there we can just it's like reflecting off of it a bit. But it's not like really direct, it's like all over the place because, you know, his hair is kind of just all over the place. Yeah, that makes sense. This feels good. How does it look from afar? I'm gonna tone it down because it kind of looks like he has flies all over his head. Let's see. Hold on. How about that? Well, hold on. These are two, right? Real subtle. Yeah, we could probably go with that. It's a nice idea, but I think it's probably going to be too confusing to do properly. It's probably one of those things where, like, in real life, it does kind of look kind of goofy, but you know, we don't always have to do things perfectly. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the company. Sorry, yeah, I'm just kind of talking myself through all these things that I'm working on. Basically, I'm just getting like this splashy effect, like, you know how water splashes whenever it hits something? I'm getting all that kind of effect going all over this character. But I'm trying to make sure, like, you know, how much do I want to? Do I want to edit on everything, or do I want to just on some spots? And you can kind of tell, you can kind of imply it. Because if I put it everywhere, it might be a little bit too distracting. Just enough to like catch your eye and give you an idea what's going on. For how long have it, did I draw, like, in general or this piece? Because this piece, I don't even want to look at it, but I can find out. Let me see. Nope, maybe not. I can tell you it is 125 layers. Total editing time, 1 day and 3 hours. So 27 hours of just straight work. In general, I've been drawing since preschool. So I'm 24, gonna be turning 25 this year. And preschool was like, I don't know, 4, 5. So 20 years. I'm old, I don't like that. But yeah, although it's a little bit of a what is it, misnomer? Misleading is the word I'm trying to think of. It's a bit misleading because, like, even though I started in preschool, I was very bad until like high school. So like the first 10 years of my drawing career, I was just drawing stick figures and like slightly better stick figures. No, I appreciate it. I do think anybody could have this skill. It's kind of just like you have to have like the passion and like the desire to like work on it every day. Because like I said, like it was 10 years of just doing stick figures, and then one day I was like, oh, let's actually take this seriously. And that's when I started to like actually grow. So like I already had like the need and the desire to always draw all the time. Like I was literally, you know, classwork was going on, and I'm just sitting there drawing away a bunch of little stick figures and characters. But then eventually, like, it occurred to me, like, if this is something I spend all day on, like, I should probably start practicing and trying to get better and improving. And I got like very strategic, just taking it one by one. Like, how do I improve this part? How do I do shadows better? How do I do eyes better? How do I draw muscles? Just taking it piece by piece. It's always I feel like that's always like the dividing line for people. It's just like, how much time can you really dedicate to this one thing that you like? And then just a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill. Because I do know people that have spent a lot of time on their art, but it doesn't improve. And, you know, it just is what it is. I think it's better to like focus on like, what do you bring to the table more than, you know, how can you look like somebody else? Because that's the fun part of art. There's not one good way to do art, you know. It's like everybody has like their own unique style and way of doing it. Like, I mean, what is his name? Keith Haring has an entirely different art style to Leonardo da Vinci. Or what's that other guy that everybody else knows? The guy who ate a McDonald's cheeseburger on video as like an art piece. Just a second. Famous artist Campbell Soup. Andy Warhol. Yeah, that's the guy. That's that wacky guy. Yeah, everybody brings something different to the table. Yeah, Andy Warhol. I watched it back in like high school. My art teacher, he showed a video. Apparently, he just like recorded himself eating a cheeseburger. I think it's because like cameras and things, or like camcorders, were like kind of new for like a retail market. So he like just bought a cheeseburger and just recorded himself eating it in full. You know, he just ate the cheeseburger. You watched him. And then he said like, I'm done or something, and then like that's the end of the video, and that was his like art piece. He was a pop artist, so like that, it kind of makes sense for his art style. Like it's all just wacky stuff. Just a wacky guy. I aspire to one day eat cheeseburgers, and that will be entertainment for people. Or maybe not. I don't like mukbangs. Mukbangs terrify me. They're awful. In the noise that they do, like whenever people are eating on camera, it's just I can't do it. I respect the grind and people finding their lane, but goodness gracious, the sounds that they make, the food, the way they eat the food. They make a show of like eating just giant food, and it's like it makes my brain want to fall apart. Yeah, like I've seen ASMR, what's it called? I just said it earlier, mukbangs, and it is brutal. I think there was like one of the like people I watch on YouTube was like reacting to a mukbang and how gross it was. But like I couldn't like make it 5 minutes into the video because like it was just like slurping sounds and just crunching and like all the mouth sounds that are just like, nope, we are not doing that. We are not gonna watch that one. That's just gonna be one where I skip. Oh, the foot. That's what I was missing. His foot absolutely needs to get some splash. Should I use a splash brush? I have like a splash. I could maybe turn this down like a little bit. Hold on. Let's just get it everywhere. Then we're gonna make it an eraser and just take it back. Take it back. Okay, that's not doing it fast enough. What? This might have been a bad idea. I think this was way too much. Yeah. Let's just undo all that. You know, you win some, you lose some. Hold on, wait a second. That's not too bad. Just a little bit of it then. Let's just leave it like that. Should I make like a tiny little... Yeah, that's really strong. Hold on. Let me make it like 20% of that. No. That looks silly. Oop. Wrong brush. I might be going a little too crazy with the details. Here we go. No, you're just fine. I don't mind. I don't mind the you just work on the English. For me, digital art is a lot harder. It's a lot harder in most of it, but there are like the aspects about it that are a lot easier. So like, I have trouble with like keeping the size of things correct. So like, I'll make the heads way too big or I'll make the bodies way too big. So digital art, I can just cut it off, resize it, make it smaller, and then immediately just glue it right back on. So like, it's all one piece again. And that's something you can't do with traditional as easily. So aspects of a digital art are easier, but overall, like the feel of doing it on paper or is a lot better for me. It's just different for each artist. Some people I've seen, like they've talked about how it's much more natural for them to do it digitally, because that's just like the first thing they learn. That's probably usually what it is. It's just like whichever one do you get to first. It's just always gonna feel better. I always prefer traditional, but I'm trying to like not back down. You know, I'm trying to like make sure like I learn digital. Like I learn how to really understand the digital. But yeah, it's just all about preference. Like another aspect that I've realized is like some people get overwhelmed with all the tools. So like you have like a whole bunch of like effects and like different things that you can use, and that can be like really hard for people to keep up with. I know I do like at least a little bit. Like I get like a little bit of trouble trying to figure out like which of the like 100 different things that I could do I want to use. So I kind of have to like keep it to just like a certain amount of things. So like I could draw every like eyelash, every single like pore on a person's skin, but I have to keep it within like a scale that like I could realistically keep up for the entire piece. Or along with that, like I could realistically draw every single window on these buildings, but I have to keep it within, you know, within reason to like what I can do without losing my mind. Just kind of along the same lines. I mean, yeah, that makes sense to be like a little afraid of it. It really just depends on whether or not like it's something you want to do. Like digital is something that I really like want to do, but like more traditional mediums are still plenty successful, especially like, you know, making paintings for people in real life are still plenty successful. So if you don't feel like it's something you need to do, or something you don't really have a passion for, trying out digital, then I wouldn't say you have to. Especially with like wood carving, like obviously, like no matter what you do digitally, if you're a wood carver, then people are going to want the real thing. But I do know that there's also like some pretty cool stuff that you can do with computers and wood carving. There's like kind of like CNC, but I'm not sure if that's exactly what it is. Where there's like programs that you can have like special things carved out that might be harder to do like physically. Yeah, it's just depends on whether or not like you have the finances to like spend money on it. Like I got an iPad just about a month ago, and under if I didn't have the money for it, then I absolutely wouldn't have needed it. I would have just kept to like the same little tablet that I've had for about a year now. But I think for me, like I really want to like keep exploring digital, so that's why like I keep spending a little bit more money to like experiment with other stuff. But even then, like even with the tablet and everything, I still have my traditional stuff, and I always keep that. I always keep my digital stuff nearby too. Sorry, my traditional stuff nearby. Because as much as I want to do digital, I always have to keep up traditional. Because that's for me. That's where it all started. As far as like digital stuff as well, like you just reminded me, it's also made me consider getting into like 3D modeling with like 3D printers, because like I've seen some smaller stuff like just like I know somebody that does jewelry out of their 3D printers, and then other people who do like D&D figurines out of their 3D printers, and that stuff is very interesting to me too. Maybe not enough to actually buy a 3D printer because that stuff is expensive, and it would only be like a side thing for me. So like it basically be like, if for whatever reason I have a whole bunch of money to just spend on whatever I felt like, which I don't often do, then I would consider it, because like it just seems like a really cool and fun thing that I could maybe even use for like art tools. I know there's like little things that you can print that help you out with other stuff, like just like little gadgets and stuff, like custom little art cups that can hold your brushes, or like help rinse out brushes. There's just a bunch of like tiny little gadgets that you can make with a 3D printer that I think would be fun to experiment with for a while. I don't know if it'd be something I'd always use, which is always the concern. It's like how much of it is something I really want to get into, or how much of it is just gonna be like a toy I play with for like an hour. That's a concern. Thankfully, I've been using my tablet. My tablet is not just a toy that I've been using. I think I'm already done like my second piece. I'm just waiting until I'm done with the black and white pieces to actually post those, so we can see the next thing. And then I'm already onto like another piece onto the tablet. So that one's gonna be just kicking right through to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. Ooh, sorry for the knuckle popping. Ooh. I'm gonna turn down like these like bits of water on his leg. I'm just kind of like mapping it out, and then we can just like tone it down eventually as we go along. Art, I have like a regular job. Art is not my full-time job. Art has always just been like a fun thing that I do on the side. You know, like even though it's been something I do all the time, like literally while I'm working, I'm also drawing. I bring my art stuff to work and just work on it whenever I have downtime. Yeah, I'm not transition to transition to like full-time art. Everybody I know tells me I should, but it's like it's a whole beast of a thing to actually transition to like art full-time. And I get jealous of people who can do it, but it's just I don't know. I've always been of the mindset to like have like a stable job and then leave art for just just let it be the passion, let it be the hobby. But that's just me. I think I'm gonna do like one big drip on like right down into the pant leg here. Then that's probably where we'll maybe just like a little bit here, a little bit here. Then we can like tone it down. Yeah. It's not. Like I've seen artists who I think are much better than me break down like their expenses. Like I think someone said that they make, and I mean they like stream, they sell stuff on an art shop. They're like constantly doing like work with other people, and I think they said they make like yearly like $27,000 a year, which is not that much. Like I think even I make more than that, and I have like a normal job and then just do art on the side. So like art is just wouldn't be unless you can really think you have something that you can like build something off of, build like a career out of. But you know, it's also going to just depend on you. You could like have something that, you know, maybe you're able to just market yourself really well. I also think like the idea of like making yourself into like a commercial product can kind of like bog down like the creativity a bit. You know, like whenever you get focused on trying to make things that sell, sometimes that can kind of work against like giving you any creative like inspiration. But that just might be the cope. Me just like telling myself something to make myself feel better about not being super into being a commercial seller. Like I said, there's plenty of people that actually legitimately make like a decent career out of their art. It's just it takes a lot of work. It's almost like you have to have like another passion within that as well. For me, I've always had like trouble like talking to people and selling myself. So it's rough. I think at least like not right now. I don't think right now I'm waiting on it. Right now I'm just content just doing what I can. I think woodcarver could be a little bit more interesting though. If that's something that might just be like the one thing that you do right now. I don't know if that's like what you would plan on. Yeah. But I do know like woodcarvers can get a lot more done, especially in like local places, because it's a lot more of like a physical, real, and utility thing. Like people can actually grab, hold, use like wood carved items. And then those can also, you know, depending on like the materials that you use, can really like skyrocket in price. And if you're good at it, then people will really be willing to pay. Like, I mean, like how many I've seen people who do knives that are like literally thousands of dollars, and it's just like a really nicely turned piece of wood. So, you know, it can work. You know, it just kind of depends on what you're doing. Should probably put some on his shirt too. Just a little bit. Nothing crazy. I think technically if he's wearing like a dress shirt, it should actually be like soaked through, and you could probably see like underneath this shirt. But I'm not gonna do that. That's a little bit too much. Too much fan service. I'm all for giving the people what they need, but let's you know, let's keep our shirts on. I'm not that kind of artist. Yeah, I think that's always how it starts. It's like an awkward like middle period before you can really get started on your career, and it's got to be something that you work on for a while. So nothing wrong with that. I think it's really like brave when people are willing to do it. I think for me, like it, for me, I could. It's just I can't. I don't know. I don't know. Something about my mindset. I can't really do it. See myself doing it. But again, I think like specifically like if you're like doing like wood carving or stuff like that, I think it can really there's a lot more of a market for it. Because it has like a little bit more utility. I think with me, when it comes to like paintings, it's a little bit more people like I got asked by somebody recently to like recreate a painting. They saw a painting that was like $300, and they're like, hey, can you just copy this exact same painting and, you know, do it for less? And I was just like, that's not, you know, I could, you know, I don't want to get paid for less. You know, like I would also like to sell paintings for $300. I'm not just like the guy you get to do things for cheap. But it's alright. It's whatever. It's fine. I appreciate the offer, but it was just like you know, it didn't feel very like respectful, you know. Then there was also like the fact that it was like acrylic paints with you know, like I forgot what they call it, but it's that stuff that they use to make the paint thicker, so you can actually like see. It's almost like a 3D painting. So like, and I've never done anything like that. So like, there's a lot of like tools that, to like replicate that painting that I would need, and probably only use once. So like, it was just like not a great match for me to like recreate a piece like that. But also, you know, like I just feel like, especially for like people who aren't artists, like they don't understand that like, yeah, it's expensive, but you know, like you're also paying for like the time and effort that people use to like train themselves to be able to make those pieces of art. I just felt kind of bad, like thinking about like me copying somebody else's art for cheaper, when, you know, like that artist was probably like hoping for somebody to spend money on their art, but also wants like a good amount of money that would actually feel worth all the work that they might have put into it. I also know sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes people like make their things expensive for no reason. There's a little bit of that too. But still, I've made pieces where I've sold it for like a decent amount of like money, and I'm just like, this is something I made in like an hour. You know, like it is not worth that much of my time. But you know, sometimes people are willing to buy way more than you think. I think so. Yeah, you can pay somebody to copy a piece of art, so long as it's not like I think it might be illegal if someone catches you doing it. First of all, you know, like you would have to be like doing it on a wide enough scale that it becomes an issue. So like someone who's doing it online, you know, like I'm just the guy who like copies other people's pieces of art. But then also it has to be it has to be like a process where it's like there is no ounce of your own interpretation to it. So like a computer will copy a piece of art exactly, but a human being, if they copy a piece of art, it can get very close, if not like almost the exact same thing. But there will still be like a little bit of like little bit of a difference because, you know, like it's a different person's hand using it. Maybe they drop a little bit of paint on like the bottom and like didn't notice. You know, there's like a little bit of the artist still in there. That makes it like slightly more unique. I mean, I know like for like companies, yeah, I know like there's a bunch of like Amazon places where you can just like buy a jug and you can put whatever like picture you want on there. And it's not like they ask you like, hey, is this a painting that you own? It's like just any picture you get on Google, you can ask them to print it onto like a t-shirt. So it's like there's a lot of copying of other people's art that is just like impossible to completely remove. You know, sometimes it's just like it just depends on the scale. And that's why it's also on like the people who like buy your art. So like your fans have to like respect other artists, you know, like they have to respect the art, because it is very easy to get people to copy people's art for cheaper. You know, like it's very easy to just, you know, copy images on that you find on Google Chrome. But if you're somebody who understands artists, then you want the original and you want to like give money to the artist that you respect. So like if I'm gonna say like Mike Mignola is an artist that I love, like I'm obviously gonna want to support him as an artist, even though like he probably doesn't need the money. He's probably decently well off, because, you know, he's a famous artist. But it's, you know, like up to the person who's buying it whether or not they want to respect it. I do, because, you know, I am an artist, because like I understand what that goes into that. But even I have my own limits where I'm like, I love art, but, you know, like how much can I spend on art before like it starts to become a problem? You know, like, can I spend $300 on a painting? The answer is no. Well, actually, yes, but, you know, why? Why would I spend $300 on a painting? Me personally, I don't even know where I would put a painting. All my paintings are on the walls. It's a hard little thing. I know people who like keep their original pieces of art in like a journal, and that's pretty cool. Having like a little journal full of like nice little prints. Sometimes they're just copies and prints that the artist, you know, sells on their own. It's kind of like a nice way to support an artist without, you know, spending millions of dollars. You just get like a nice little print that they sell themselves, so you can still get money off of it, like directly. But it's maybe not, you know, like buying originals where it would be like $600 or whatever. Like I think Mike Mignola pages go for like $600 to like $1,000. So like no chance I'm ever gonna buy that. But if I wanted to buy a piece of art, I would have to do it that way, because, you know, like I will want to show the respect to the, you know, the original intent of the artist, or buy just like a copy of his art that's, you know, I know is directly licensed by him, so he gets at least a little bit of the money. Like his comic books. Like if I buy one of his comic books, obviously he's going to get a little bit of that money. It's not, you know, buying the originals, but at least I get a piece of his art that maybe isn't the original, but, you know, like I can at least look at it and know that I'm supporting him directly. And then there would be a difference if like I pirated it, you know, like if I pirated the comic, I still have the art, and then I would be directly taking the money away from his pocket. Depending on, you know, like the deal. I'm pretty sure he gets royalties. Dark Horse, I'm pretty sure Dark Horse, you get royalties. Okay, I think I have enough rain. He's very wet looking, and I think that's all we need. So next we do highlights, and then we can work on final touches. So highlights, where is the highlights? No, here it is. Just right up top. So I'm gonna do more on his hair. Supporting artists is hard, especially when you're broke. But, you know, it's still important to, like, you know, try, because we're all broke, so whatever you can do. That's why most artists are just, like, okay with you at least giving them credit. So, like, if you're gonna copy their artwork, just, you know, make sure you're not, like, removing their name from it, so at least they can get somebody else who might be able to pay for it later. That's always nice too. Like me personally, like I'm okay with people using my art, like if they want to just like post it onto their Instagram and Facebook and whatnot, or you know putting it as a cell phone wallpapers, because I like to do that where I take art and put it on as my cell phone wallpaper. All I would ask is just like, you know, just put my name, just make sure my name is out there. If someone asks, just tell them, you know, this is where I found it. Just you know. That would be all I ask, you know. And then, you know, if you're evil, then you would like cut out my signature and then not intentionally not show my name, even though you know where it comes from, like that kind of stuff. You know, like putting it on t-shirts and then selling it yourself. That would be a problem. Not to give anybody any ideas, wise guys. And that's kind of an advantage of being a woodcarver. It's a lot harder to steal someone's. You're not able to right click and save the image of a piece of wood, and just immediately make a copy. You still have to hire a woodcarver, so someone gets the credit at least. What am I doing? Am I doing this right? I don't know if I'm doing that right. Yeah, I think that's very that's absolutely fine, because like I think copying, at least in that way, you're still putting your own interpretation of it, because unless you are, you know, like a computer, you're not going to be able to replicate it perfectly. There's still a little bit of you that goes into that, and everybody has to copy to a little bit, at least a small bit. Nobody's like completely original. And then, you know, like I think maybe worst case scenario, you can also just credit them in your little copies. But that's a little bit like, you know, if you really like want to make sure that you're not doing anything wrong by the artist. But otherwise, just like copying art to learn things, I think that's something everybody has to do in order to learn. Like that's I think it's more of an issue whenever you have the intent to sell it. So like if you want to sell a drawing and then you're using other people's art to like make it, then that's where you get into issues. And I mean, I've absolutely used like hundreds of artists. I mean, that's just how you learn. Whenever you want to look like a really good artist, you copy from good artists. It could also probably be a mix too, though. You would probably also like look at real stuff. Like whenever I was like studying anatomy, I mostly copied like comic book artists, but then I did try to look through actual like anatomy books to like learn other aspects of it too. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, like I was bringing up Mike Mignola. Like there's a huge difference between me and Mike Mignola. Like I am nowhere near as good as Mike Mignola. Like it's just you have to remember that your goal shouldn't be to like copy it and just try to be somebody else, because you know like you're never gonna be somebody else. But that's okay. That's a good thing. You shouldn't be. It's more interesting to see what you bring to the table. Like what do you do that's different? So like dooonneeee is also like an artist that I follow. But you know they do their own thing. So like I just take aspects of their art that I like and then just make it into my own. And that's eventually how you create your own style in the first place. I mean, I'm sure dooonneee's, I'm not sure how to say his name. I call him dooonneee's. Guwitz guy. I'm pretty sure he's also like copied artists and then eventually like came up with his own style after like looking at what he likes. You know, like he likes a little bit of this artist, he likes a little bit of that artist, combine them together, now he has his own style. That's fine. That is like how art works. I think some people might argue about it, but it's like, you know, like that's just the nature of the medium. Like you can't learn without seeing how other people do it too. That's not entirely true. You can make up your like own completely original stuff, but it's gonna be a lot. You're not gonna evolve as quickly, basically. Like you can let's say like math. Somebody could completely create all math problems from scratch at the very start, but then you know you're gonna, by the time you're like, you know, at the end of your life, you're not gonna get nearly as much work as you could have if you just had used the work of other people that came before you. Same with art. It's like, sure, you could try to like completely work from scratch where you're pure and you know like you're only getting art from real life and learning from real life. You're not even listening to lessons, you're just making it up all on your own. But then you know like you would like waste a lot of time and you wouldn't be able to progress as fast. And you wouldn't be able to reach like the heights that you could if you just occasionally copied from people's artwork. Just, you know, do as little damage as you can when you do so. You know, like don't copy people's art and then act like it's not a copy. You know, like if someone like came into your comments and was just like, hey, this looks exactly like dooonneee's, instead of being like, no, it doesn't, you know, like you don't know what you're talking about, you can just be like, yeah, I love his artwork, so I use him as a reference. I hope nobody minds. You know, like I love the art, so I wanted to do my own spin. I personally love that, you know, like just admitting, yeah, like I like this artist. That's why my art looks like his too. Like I remember I saw in a comic book panel, there was like right underneath it, after Lombardi, or you know like I think they wrote like sorry Lombardi because like they copied from an artist and they're like, you know, they're being like humble. They're like, I wish I could do as good as this old school artist, but you know this is my attempt at doing that. And then I looked it up and found out who that artist was, and it was like a really interesting moment where it was like, oh, like he's a fanboy of the exact same artist that, you know, like everybody else is a fanboy of. I like just being open about it. The different strokes from different folks. I know there's also like artists who like are very secret and very mysterious. Whatever works for you. Like I mentioned before, I have a hard time like convincing people to like look in my art or, you know, take time with me, spend time with me, as far as like art. Yeah, everybody starts with like stick figures and just like little things, unless you don't, like Pablo Picasso, because Pablo Picasso was like a master artist by the time he was like 7, and it's really crazy. And we don't like them, okay? We bully people who are good too young. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What was it? Hold on, let me see if I can grab one of those paintings from like Picasso. Sorry, I'm having trouble finding it. Oh, okay. It was good having you here. I appreciate the conversation. Hope you have a good one. Man, Jesus, I don't know what's coming out of my mouth. Have a good one. I'm getting distracted by Pablo Picasso now. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright. So, let's see. So, highlights. Is there anything else that needs like any particular highlights? He's got a little Kermit lip. Like the little dots and then the line in between. That's just how you draw lips, but it's like a quick, easy tip to like make lips look real. Because they kind of like have little pockets at the ends of the lips. Oh, that looks goofy. I had a feeling it would look weird. Let me try doing another, like the little divot, see if that helps. No. I think maybe just like a thin line if I really wanted to. It would have to be like real, like hard to notice. But I don't think that's necessary. And she's gonna do like big like little sweep right there. And trim it down. No, that's not gonna work. I forgot what I was doing. Hold on. Oh, that's right. I'm trying to skip to the next song. Jesus. I forgot all my hotkeys. All my hotkeys. My friend just asked if I was how long it's been since I abandoned GIMP. It's been like 2 years. I haven't used GIMP in so long. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned to him and he just didn't notice. I don't know if there's anything else I need to highlight. Just a little bit on the lips, the chin, just what's getting hit by the light. Got some on the fingers over here. Oh, maybe the gun? Hmm. Let's see if this works. Kind of works. It's really hard for me to figure out where I want like the highlights to be because there's not many like super reflective parts to this piece. Where was I? I was just about to color something in and I completely forgot. Oh, here we go. Still not sure about this light here. That feels better. Maybe just make it like really light. Maybe not there. It's already got like enough light hitting it. I think because like this area here is gonna be like very matte, but like maybe some of the areas like right here where it's a little bit more metal pieces and like plastic, or different kind of plastic that isn't like matted out, like more of like a rubberized kind of thing. That's not an eraser. Okay. I think that might be it. Let me see. Extra light. Oh, it's an eraser. Let's try and make it shine. Okay. So now what else do we got? That's pretty much the highlights. I think we just got to do like the lighting and final touches. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this now. So as far as the final touches, I think we're good on background effects. I think the only thing I want to tweak is maybe just like the lighting of cell phone. The lighting of the cell phone. Blah. The lighting of the cell phone. I don't know why I'm slurring all my words. That's probably because I'm sleepy. Oh, it's already 7:50. Jeez. I was a little worried I wouldn't even be able to reach the 2-hour mark. But we might just make it there. Alright. So, let me see. So the extra lights. So that's going to be the rim light here. I'm going to... Yeah. So this is all good, I think. Well, hold on. Does this make it red? Okay, hold on. Hang on here. Well, buddy, old pal. What if I make this more of a white color? Hold on, let me make it like a airbrush. Make the transition a little softer. And make this oh, this is already a soft light, so maybe that's why it's doing that. What if I make it a normal? Interesting. Okay, let's turn it down then. Ooh, hold on. That's not too bad. Wait, is there a difference between this and normal? Not at all. What about hard light? It's probably because it's in its own group, so it's not actually changing, like the layer blending mode isn't actually doing anything. Normal. And then what if we make this into like, I don't know, soft light? Okay, hard light. Hard light, interesting. Overlay. Okay, screen. And then what if I tweak this to be a little dimmer? You should probably actually go further down too. Hang on a second. Okay, so that's just something with the coloring. 1 second. Let me turn this to normal. Let me turn it to. Oop! I went way too far down. Let me turn that off. Okay, I just need to grab the color. Excuse me. Please don't notice me. I'm just gonna fill this all in. Okay. Now it's spread out everywhere. Make this back into a hard light. And then back into just this. Okay, there we go. Now it's only affecting the areas it needs to. Alright. So now I can a little bit more fine tune this. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Just like erasing it in a little bit. Maybe this area right here where it's pointing away from the light isn't gonna catch it as much. Just reining it in. Here probably shouldn't be catching too much. Here we can like turn it down, like tone it down. Jesus. I think here it should actually be way stronger, like right here, this little pocket. Let's erase back down. Oops. Sorry, let me just use it to get a little bit of a better sense where I'm going. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Should there maybe be something down here too? Just a little bit like down here. And then we can like separate it through the middle. Let me turn it back down to like 20%. Just turn it off, on, off, on. See how we feel. I think that's right there. That's the sweet spot. Maybe just a little bit on here, just a little bit. Just a little bit of erase. There we go. Just a tiny little bit of erasing there. Interesting. Interesting. I think we're good with this. Just around there. Just a little bit, just a tiny little effect. A lot of work for just a tiny little bit. Okay. Oh. Okay. Just a second. Need to point the fan towards me. It's getting a little steamy. Okay. So here, let me see. Select from opaque, place. I'm gonna add a layer on top. I'm gonna add a super saturated color. Let's go with cyan. Bip bop. All right. So this is gonna be a saturation layer. So this is everything just turned up to max. We're gonna really bring that in. So first of all, let's deselect now. On, off, on, off, on, off. You can barely even tell. There we go. Can we switch this? Is making this blue change it at all? Nope. Hold on. Select, reselect. Then do it. Okay, that does nothing. Okay, just wondering. I was wondering if it bleeds through at all. What about hue? Oh, there's no hue. Color? Interesting. Not exactly what I wanted. Is there a there's like, there should be a different one that's like a hue. Color dodge. Color hue. There it is. Interesting. What if we change that to something a little bit more green. Where's my color palette? Here it is. Concept cookie. Grab that color, that green shade that we've been using for all these areas. Didn't change anything. That I missed. Interesting. Let me turn it up. What the heck happened to him? What? It makes him stand out, for sure. Let's go to color. Nope. Color. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Very interesting. Select. Oh, filter. Select. Artistic. We're gonna do. Let's just do HSV. Just the. Let me close this up. Bop, bop, bop. Jesus, how many of these did I open? There we go. Saturation. I want like a saturation and also change the color a bit. So I guess that would just be like an overlay. Not that. That's normal. Interesting. There, hold the phone. Ladies and gentlemen. How does my hair look? This is so stupid. Why am I worrying about my hair? I'm trying to do art. I'm not the piece of art. I just happen to look this good. Let's see. Interesting. What if we do like something a little different? Hard light? Oh my god. That's so strong. Overlaid. What was that, right? Let's see. Not multiply. It's gonna make everything like dark. Yeah. That's insane. Color dodge. What did that just do? Color? No. Addition. No. Hue. Not divide. Divide is crazy. Holy crap. I guess it's because it's taking out all the dark color as well. Screen. Soft light. Soft light's basically the same as overlay at this point. Oh, well, actually, it's lighter. Quick question. What if we do both? Flatten this layer. I'm gonna replace this with something really high saturation. There we go. So we have one to change the color scheme a bit, make it a little stronger. And we also have one to tweak, make this colors pop a bit more. Just to check, what if we take out both? Also, I can probably deselect now. Then what if we push the color back here? Because I don't want to like completely rob the thing of color to keep things balanced. Because the goal here is to like make him more saturated so then he can stand out more. You know, like that. You know, everybody will be looking at the character if he's that freaking bright. The city will just fade into the background, but I don't want to do that. A, because this looks terrible, but B, because that's also kind of cheap. Not cheap, sorry. It's a technique. It's a technique just like any other. It's just how you apply it. Just a second. Coffee. I love coffee so much. All right. But where's like the middle ground? Where can we keep things bright in the back? What layer am I even on right now? I'm on little guy. Why was I on little guy? Wait, where is little guy? Oh, it's on a group. There he is. There's the little guy. Background. Here he is. So definitely turn this back up. 20% was like around where we were. This is it at full brightness, which is insane. What if we go over reverse? Now, usually the most saturated thing is the thing that your eyes avoid. And I want to make sure that the background's not too distracting. So, but let's just see. Does that make him stand out more? Do you notice the character as much? Okay, little guy is making this hard. I'm sorry, little guy, but you're a little too distracting. You're just so charming. Just look at you. A fiend for the camera. But, let's see. Nope. I need to, like, lock it into full screen. This is so hard. I'm always terrible. I mean, I can make a decision. My friend's ranting, still thinking that I'm using GIMP. 1 second. I'm just gonna send him a bunch of threatening emojis. Here. You should get the picture, bub. Sweet. Okay, sorry. Back to this. Oh my goodness. Okay, so saturation. I think 20% is the spot if I keep it on, but it still looks like it has a good amount of color. I also kind of want to bring up the sky. Could we maybe bring up the sky a little bit more? Let me off. Okay. Trust me here. Duplicate. Trust me here. Why is it transparent? Why are they stacking on top of each other? What the heck? I just had it desaturated like that? What is wrong? Okay. Wait, so I had it desaturated and then I had a desaturation filter on top of all of it. So it was extra desaturated. Why am I so... I'm a silly person. I'm a very silly lad. Okay, anyways, not the point. Merge group. Filter. Hello? There it goes. Filter. Adjust. Color adjustment curves. So, we're going to go one by one. Red. Beep. Bop. Bam. I want the red to be a little... I think the darker reds are dark enough. It's the like mid-range and that needs to get dimmer, as well as the high range that needs to get dimmer. Bring those down a little bit. A lot of it. More like here. You more like here. Okay, then we go to greens. Greens, bop, bip, bop. I don't know if this is like how you're supposed to use color adjustment, but this is what I use it for. So, gonna bring up the greens and the darks. Bring it down everywhere else. Is this how this works? Why is it making everything less green? That's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to bring up all the greens and midtones whenever I go up. But it's doing the opposite. I'm gonna keep that mid. Highs, does that do anything? Okay, the highs are working just fine for whatever reason. I bring up the green and the high zones and it does exactly that. I'm gonna leave that alone. Then the blues, here we go. Bip, bop, boom. Blues. That is freaking awesome and terrifying. This looks slimy. Disgusting. Not the tone I want. So the blue, we're gonna pick up the blue a little bit. Just a tiny bit, because I'm trying to get that really hard balance of greenish blue. Like a little bit more in the blue, but not losing that green. I want just like just still keeping that greenish tone. And it's such a hard like balance to keep. Although I do like when the blue is like really bright on the highlights for whatever reason. I think that gives a cool effect. Gonna go back to green. Then this is more about like lighting as a whole. So we can bring it a little up in the dark zones, down in the mid-tones. Why is the mid-tones working like in the opposite way? I mean, well, it's fine, it's fine. And there's not too much high tones, so we can bring those up. Maybe leave it neutral, let's see. Neutral, a little higher, a little lower. Neutral, higher, lower. Just a little higher, just for fun. As a treat. Oh, this should probably be actually the one I was focusing on. The lightness. Oh, never mind, that does nothing. Anyways. Just take these off. Create it as a filter mask because I absolutely want to make sure I can take that off if I don't like it. So we go, so it basically pulls on the saturation and then makes it a little bit more controlled. So it kind of like flattens everything down a little bit. Makes it a little less extreme in the background. This is really hard. Anyways. Oh, my neck. Oop, my earphone fell out. Okay. Let's go from like here to here, everything into a group. Duplicate. Turn it off. Merge. All right, so we basically have a copy of everything. That makes some of it brighter. I guess the group is just a little transparent, which is fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that makes sense actually, because the background's not combined with it. So there's nothing covering it up. So it's basically the rain is included with it, so it's adding like a 50% to everything. Anyways, not the point. We're going to play around with the filters on this one. Filter, adjust, HSV, same thing. Color adjustments. This shows up on the camera, right? Nope, that's the wrong camera. That's the camera. There we go. All right, so you guys should be able to see what I'm playing with over here. Playing is not the right word. This is serious business. Serious. So serious. Okay, so reds, bam, all red. Just throw that thing up. Just all reds all day. Okay, let's calm down. Let's bring it down. Greens all day. Okay. I'm gonna stop being stupid now. Or well, I'm gonna try to stop being stupid. So, the green, the red, the darker spots of the drawing should not be red. They should be green. So let's bring it down a little bit. Let's not go crazy. We still have room to play with. Just a tiny little tweak down. And then the midtone should have more red. And then the highlights, maybe more red. I'm probably going to do the same thing that I usually do, which is make the highlights actually more of a blue tone. Let's see how that looks. Just right in the outset. That does look cool. Why does blue highlights look cool? I don't get it. Ah! I wonder if we can do like a little bit. Like, what if we go like higher in the blue tone, but then like take it out immediately? Maybe not yellow, but like just not blue. Hold on, hang on. If I go maximum blue, okay, that turns everything blue. But if I go like everything blue, but then bring it down a little bit, there we go. That's like the perfect little sweet spot. All right. And then the midtones and shadows. So the shadows, just a little bit of more blue, just a little bit, as a treat. Hang on, I keep freaking. Full screen. Stay. Don't move. Does he stand more out as yellow or does he stand more out as blue? I think blue makes him stand out a bit more. So we're going to pump up the blue just a tiny, just a teensy, just a smidge. Just a smidge. Nerdy talk. So what I'm doing is I am looking at the chart of all the color spectrum, so the reds, the greens, and the blues, and I am tweaking them one by one. So I on each level, on each color spectrum, so reds, I'm tweaking the shadow reds, the mid-tone reds, and the highlight reds, and I am tweaking each one so I can individually pick where I want it to be. So if I want the red shadows to be non-existent, I can just completely remove the red shadows, the red from the shadows. But it keeps the red in the midtones and it keeps the reds in the highlights. And this is very strong, so I have to be very subtle with how I'm tweaking the colors. Like this crazy thing I got on the top over here, where I added the blue to the highlights, and then I toned it down. That's gonna be a little crazy. So you can see like they are very close to each other, because if I go too far, they start to look really harsh and really changes the colors really, really strongly. So, but if I keep it close, you can kind of add a second color without completely breaking apart the piece. I might even turn it down a little bit more, because like you can really notice it on the cell phone. And I only want like a tinge of yellow, maybe. All right, so now we have the midtones. Where's that? So that's on the like little pink parts of the shirt, basically. So more blue makes it purple, less blue makes it orange. Yeah. I think we can go just like right in the middle. I think this like pinkish tone, I don't want to lose all of that orange. I want it to be like right perfectly in balance. So just keeping it there is going to work just fine. Next. Oop. What just happened? What just happened? No. Oh my god. I'm gonna cry. I misclicked and it just deletes everything. I don't understand why they have that. So I'm just, hold on. Default. Oh, I don't even remember what I did, man. I think oh god, this is so annoying. Took out some of the reds, just a little bit, just a tinge. We got room to work with. And then what did I do here? Oh, that's right. I remember I put up the reds in the midtones a little bit too. Just make that a little stronger. Then we left the highlights alone because I knew I was going to go for the blue. This one I remember pretty well. A little bit more blue in the shadows. Lots more blue in the highlights. But tone it down just a little bit so we get a little bit of that white. I don't know what I did with the midtones. Midtones, we're going to pull up the blue just a smidge, a dash. Then the greens. Bip, bop. We're right back where we were now. Now this is going to be the hard part because this is where I need the green to just be strong enough. Too strong. See what I mean? This is like such a hilariously strong tool that it is very fun to use. But it's also very specific. I think I remember watching a like breakdown on YouTube of a Japanese anime artist who uses this specifically, because there are more different tools that you can use to do this. And this one they preferred because you get much more of a like fine tuning of it. It's like you can do like really crazy stuff and like really subtle stuff. And once I started using it, this started to make a lot more sense to me. So I can also bring up the green. So now we're like much more green blue in the shadows. But I'm trying to keep that balance of green blue. Just green and blue, green, blue. So only picking up the green just a smidge. Just a smidge. I might turn down the reds more. Let me see if that works too. The red in the shadows. See if that like adds more color to it. Because it's a little grayish, brownish looking. But I only want like, I think maybe we can sacrifice the reds. Ooh, that does look interesting. That does look interesting. I like this a little bit. Not gonna lie, kind of shmored up. Oh, I'm getting a little too crazy. Hold on. I'm letting my real personality come out a little bit. That's not good. We're okay. This is what happens when I break my sleep schedule just like in half. That's also crazy looking. If we do it more subtly, it would be like this. Which isn't bad. This is hard. I don't know which direction we want to go. Which way, Western man? What does that mean? Oh, it's like an Andrew Tate freaking stupid meme. Which way do you want to go? What was it? It was Andrew. You can either be the super alpha male, that Andrew Tate, who definitely is not super ugly. Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. Or beta. I don't remember who they use as a beta, though. It's a dumb meme anyways. That's so cool. What if we go this way and then bring up the highlights and midtones? Okay, that's not doing anything. What if I'm gonna be bold. We're gonna grab right here and then bring this up red. Jesus, okay. How close do I have to get to like grab the pants? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now we're grabbing it. Throw this away. So this is exactly where the pants are. Okay, hold on. Maybe like right here? Where are the freaking pants? I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out, because I basically want just like the darkest here and like the darkest of the pants to be controlled by the blue. And I'm wondering if I can maybe pick up the pants to keep that red. But I'm wondering where exactly the level of pants is, if that makes any sense. Okay, hold on. I think I got it now. Okay. So we can keep this like here, but then how dark can we go? Okay, hold on. I think that's actually, again, where I need it to be. Then we can also tone it down too. Yeah, something I saw them do was they like to like invert the shadows, so then the lightest parts were in the shadows. It makes like a real crazy effect. But I don't think I'm gonna do that here. That's gonna be too much to try to figure out. I think we're right there. Right there. Ooh, hold on. Hang on, I'm gonna start this song again. Just a little bit of that cello. Just, you know, subtly rolling in. Almost feels like a song from the 2010s. Oh. Ooh. Okay, just one more time and then we're gonna keep working. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting really distracted by the song. Okay. Here we are at the greens. So now I think we can pick this up. So I'm gonna keep this neutral. And then let's go back to where we were earlier with the pants. So I'm being like very specific right now. That contrast is really nice. I'm not gonna do it, but it's interesting. I like the color, the like vague, very desaturated green, the strong but like mid, kind of like dark red, and then like the really subtle yellowish green. Something about that's really nice. Green, yellow, red. You know, like it's just a nice color combo. But anyways, let's put that back to normal. So from here we can switch from like this like pale blue. I could make it more of a white lighting, or just like really pack it in. But I think I'm gonna keep it maybe a little low. No, let's keep it like, I think we can just keep this in the middle. I think we're at a good spot with the blue, where it's a little bit more of like a pale blue that's a little bit white. It's not too strong either in direction. Okay, and then now we can focus on just the shadows, which is mostly going to be this area right here. This is where it gets really tricky. No, that's good there. So the pants, we go lower, the pants get more, the red parts get more reddish blue. We go higher, it becomes more of a yellowish, which I absolutely don't want. So we're gonna try to keep it at least within the middle. But like, how strong? Do I want to just a little bit? You know, counteract the colors a little bit? Or do I want to just push it further in that reddish purple direction? I think just right there. If I can just get it right there. Right there. I think that's perfect. And then we can trick it a little bit up there. This is the shadowy shadows. So we pick it up, it goes bright green. So we're not going to do that, as much as I do want the green in shadows. And then we put it down. It's a little more interesting. It gets much more of like a dynamic purplish red, a vibrant purple red. And then the shadows are like completely blue. But not quite. Not quite what I want. Dark, but maybe not too dark. Maybe like right... Keep making it darker. Right there. I think that's good. Maybe just a little brighter. Just a little brighter. Just pick it up just a tiny bit. I think right there. And now that I look at it, I don't really like how pink he looks. He looks a little bit too pink on the pants. So maybe I pick this back up just a smidge. See, like, look at this. I'm like moving it like a pixel and it's completely changing the shade. That's how like strong this tool is. Which is also why it's cool. Just like a little bit above that. A little shade higher. I think maybe right there is where I want it. And then let's make it a mask, so then we can compare and contrast. Here we go. See, almost completely changed it from this yellow, green, and red to now we have a little bit more of like a pink, purple, blue. I might still adjust it even further. I'm gonna make it wider so I can manipulate it a little bit more. The bigger I make it, the easier it is to fine tune. So I'm gonna change the blue a bit. But where? How about these midtones? It won't let me zoom for some reason. I'm gonna go like right here. Like right here. I want to keep an eye on the pants down here, but I'm mainly focused on the shirt because the shirt is kind of blindingly pink. So probably the best area to go is the red here. So what if I like dim down in the midtones? More. Okay, so what if I grab like right here? Here is that area? It's looking like more highlights now. Hang on. If I go up, ooh, what is happening there? That's neat. Not what I need, but neat. Okay. Down and becomes more pink. I could become more blue. It's very weird. What about you? More pink, more blue. I don't even know what tone this is. I think we keep it red. maybe like just a smidge, just a smidge. And here we're going. Sorry, I'm just trying to get a good balance of dipping down the pink, but not like completely making him blue. So maybe I'm gonna have to adjust the blue here. Okay, now this is gonna be crazy. So I've never tried this before. So it looks like I can tweak the saturation also on the same graph. So I'm wondering if maybe I can turn down the places where it's like this really vibrant pink, just a touch. Maybe I have to get like real tweak like that's. I think that was like close. I think this is right here. See the highlights. How's that the high one? But make it slow. It work. So it looks like maybe the part attack the shirt, this area right here where it's like really bright red in the dress shirt is over here towards the middle, and then towards the right side this is gonna be like the trench coat. So this should probably be red. It's hard to tweak either, and neither. How does this do nothing? I think because the high tones and the mid tones are so like tightly wound that like no matter what I do in that section, it's not really gonna change much. But here, so here I want to bring down. Too terrible because you're already like there's a patchiness and like dissolving effect. That's so I need to be very still. I might even bring like the mid tones down a bit. There we go. That's so there. I think we like what I wanted. I think that's where we are. Okay. So let's Control Z. So this is what it was before. You can see very vibrantly, and then after, the jacket is a little more colorful, but the shirt isn't like blindingly colored. Like the shirt I think was actually more colored than the jacket, which is the exact opposite of what I wanted to happen. So I might even make that stronger just a smidge. I know I've already like worked this to death at this point, but I just really want to see if I can just keep improving and keep sharpening it up. So we determined that this middle one is a shirt, the dress shirt. So let's look. Let's just dial it down. And then we keep going higher and higher. I don't even know what's happening. not changing like anything. Keep that there. Let's not get too crazy. Too crazy, too crazy. Each and every like section, trying to find just that perfect little balance of separation. I'm gonna cancel that. I think I was going too far. I was accidentally like saturating everything. So we're gonna go back. And I think we're just gonna pull down the saturation just a little bit more. Nope, that's red. Whoops. So we're gonna more. Then turn this more match. So there's transition. Okay. Ooh, okay. All right, and then we can just see like all the changes. Okay, I think I'm seeing one thing that I don't like. I think maybe the blue skin is going too far. The blue highlights are going a little too far. So this is yellow. You just like completely go into the yellow. This is more of a neutral, the opposite. So he gets a lot warmer doing it this way. I think maybe what we do is we just go like halfway. It's a little bit more blue, but we don't like completely go off the deep end, making his skin very blue. Then what about his eyes? Something like that. And we can see the difference. Let's see, Control C. So you can see it's very like reflecting like a lot of blue here. And then just turning it down just a bit, we still get a lot of that blue. We still get like a more subtly blue effect, but it's not too strong. And then what if for the shirt, going back to the blue, the shirt seems like it's getting a little bit too blue. So I'm wondering if, where are we? Okay, so around there. And the shadow, maybe this will just like slightly less blue. You shouldn't go that way. I think maybe more of a neutral color, maybe picking up the blue just a stitch, just a touch. I think that's literally like 1 pixel higher of blue. So let's turn it off and on just to see the comparison. Okay, so it's a much more subtle tweak this way. I think before it was a little bit too out of place. Like what I started to realize was that the yellow, green, and red, the original, this color, still looked a little bit better than what I had, my personal opinion. And then the tweaked version. So now this is a little bit of both. So basically we turn down the saturation tweaks a little bit. Then I think just one last touch. Just one last touch. Let's see. I'm gonna go like 50, 30, 20, 10. What? No, 10, 15, 10, 12, 11, 10. Just a little bit of color, just a little bit, and see how that looks as a whole. Yeah, I think that's a little pickup of color. I think the only other thing I want to do is maybe do a little bit of a blur. So filter, adjust, a blur, Gaussian blur. I don't know what it's word, so we're gonna go with Gaussian. Okay, hold on. Let me get a stretch. Oh, I was worried about not getting to 2 hours, but now we're way past 2 hours. So congrats me. So now we're blurring the background. So let me see, what strength do I want? Let's go. So 0, no blur. 5 is the default. So just a little bit of blur. Let's go with like 10, see how that goes. So 10 is probably gonna be too strong. Maybe 20. Just to really go crazy. Okay, 20 is definitely way too strong. I feel like I need my glasses. But they're already on there. That was way too strong, holy crap. I'm good. I didn't break my glasses, that was funny. Let's go like 13. See, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna erase some of it. So maybe these buildings up front, they're gonna be a little bit less blurred, and it's just the buildings in the back that are gonna get it. And specifically the parts that like peek out. I think those are gonna not have the. So let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna grab the eraser, make it a soft brush, bring this down to like 40% erasing. 40% opacity. Hello? No, that's not it. 40. Okay. And then before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and save because things are getting a little clunky. Oh shoot! What did I just do? There we go. Blurring is also one of those things that like usually never works for me, so we're gonna see if maybe now's the time. How do I skip songs? Or change all my hotkeys and I don't remember how to switch to the next song. There we go. All right. So we're gonna sharpen this up. And then sharpen this building up too. All right, so now that's like you can see that the buildings are a little stronger here. Let me also erase just a little bit of this. So maybe like 30% is good. And then just also erase this section too. This part's just a little closer. I'm gonna add maybe a second round of it, just a little sharper there. Okay, so now it's a little. So everything's sharp. A little bit of blur. It's a very subtle thing, so I don't know if I'm gonna be even keeping this, but. I think just maybe turning down the blur a little bit and then we should be good. More like not that properties, like just leave it 10. off. On. This is hurting my eyes. It's hurting my eyes because I'm like super focused on it. I think whenever I like, if I were to like publish this, like as is, people would not notice the blur at all. No, we're gonna keep it 5. Because now my eyes are. So off, everything in sharpness. On. I literally can't even tell. There we go. Now I can tell. Yeah, we're gonna take it off. I don't think it adds enough. If anything, it just gave me a headache in my eyes. Okay. What's next? We're probably good enough to go ahead and put a signature. I'm thinking I'm like this close to calling it. Finally finished. Pull up colors of this one again. Then I'm still using a little bit too much blue on the trench coat, and I'm wondering which one is that. Should be like right here. Yeah, about where the code is. Without this. This is where it is, right here, just underneath the highlights. So just I noticed that it's not a pure purple or blue. Hang on. I'm gonna pin that in place. Then I'm gonna try it. Okay, hold on. I got it wrong. Pin you. Just this one. This one. There it is. Now I got it. So it should be like right here. So we're gonna turn it down just a smidge. Kind of counteract some of that blue tone. So let's see. It's too strong. I'm gonna keep it like this because I'll adjust it just the because this one's already set up. Does that do anything on the camera? Okay, because I'm moving it around on my screen, but I'm pretty sure it's like locked into place on there. Let me actually center it. Right there. Right there. It's like the perfect in between. Yeah, I think this is the best of both worlds. where the shadows are a little bit still keeps the shadows keep some of that blue, and then the lighter colors on the pants still keep some of that yellow. There we go. Am I still gonna be annoying about it? Hang on. Why am I so picky? You just a little on, like a little, just a baby. Just like right there. That was actually a lot more than a baby amount. That was like a solid change. So here's where we are now. This is where we are before I made that final adjustment. So just overall making it a little bit more closer to like an orangish color. Just like a tiny droplet of orange color to like even and make things a little bit less blue. Because things were like a little bit too blue here for my liking. Because like I think it like the palette actually like jumps out at me compared to the buildings around it. But this kind of brings up just like a step back, just like the palette's different enough that he stands out, but it's not like so jarring to me. And it's literally like maybe a pixel of difference, but it means a lot to me because I am very annoying. I mean, specific, but also annoying. Should we have another eye? I think I wasn't planning for something entirely different when I first started. Let me just see if adding in another eye is gonna change him at all. What? How's that? What? Oh, I'm on the pen. What if I make it really like subtle? Oop. I'm gonna keep the eye off. I think it's just more stylish this way. I think it's silly, it's stupid, but I think for some reason in my head it makes it more fun. I don't want to listen to that part of me that is telling me to just do silly stuff. Be silly, have fun. I don't know if it's quite done yet, but I'm gonna go and get the signature done because we are for sure gonna be done in this stream. Nope, not that one. Hello? Please. Hello? Okay. Let's just make it a black. Nope, 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 nope. I'm gonna select from opaque, replace, select, grow by 3 pixels. That's probably too much actually now that I'm looking at that. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna have to do it over again. Just do it bigger. There we go, much bigger. Okay, and let me grab it. Beep, pop, perspective. Here we go, just a neat little signature. And nicely out of place, but also it will be very hard for somebody to figure out a way to cut it out. And then let's see. I think the gun just needs a little bit of a lightening, but maybe something like a. What is happening in this song? Here we go. Okay. Let me see if I can finally make this gun work for me. Divide. Yes. No, sorry. I got a little too into it. Addition. Yeah, that works. Just pops out the gun a little bit more so you can tell that he's holding something there. I mean, there was already like a little bit of a subtle glow, but it was kind of bothering me. I felt like it was just maybe a bit too subtle. All right, is there any other thing I can think of? We could probably also just do like an adjusting of the overall. realized there was a really easy way to do that. Okay, identical. Perfect. So filter, adjust. We're gonna do the last little touches. Let's go with the color adjustment curves, but we're gonna do just the basically the level of the level of the lighting. I don't know why I'm slurring. Is this layer off? Why is it not changing anything? Oh, it's because it's really laggy now. Because we are now on like nearing the max amount of files. Okay. So what if we bring up the lightness? Oh, whoa, there we go. Now we can see it. That is crazy. Welcome to hell. Anyways. I think we can bring up the lightness just a smidge. I keep doing that. It looks like he's in Sin City. I don't know why this middle one always works differently. Like it like flips, it like inverts itself. So like going up goes darker instead of lighter like it's supposed to. But anyways, midtones, what if they go a little higher? Nah, we're gonna keep midtones. I'm gonna keep midtones right where they are. And then high tones. I don't think either direction is good. Maybe the highlights could be higher. Highlights could be just, well, what do they look like? Just like slightly dimmer. Maybe just a touch higher. Okay, just like a broad lighting up the piece of just a tiny more so things stand out. Okay, and then we can do like just a general saturation. So let's go crazy first. 50. Oh no. 40. Still crazy. 30. 20. 10. Oh, whoa. I was wondering if it was even changing at all. 10. 10 still feels a little strong even then. Negative 50. Not bad actually. Negative 100. Interesting. Negative 20. Okay. Negative 20 isn't too bad. Desaturated, but you know, that's literally what I'm doing. Negative 10. Negative 10 is very subtle. Almost like the plus 10. Plus 10 feels a little too strong, though. We might be actually like perfectly balanced as far as the saturation. For me, for my taste. So just a tiny boost to the saturation. It doesn't really hurt it. Doesn't really improve it. Negative 5. Same for negative 5. Oops, not negative 55. Negative 5. Negative 8. Yeah, okay. I think we're completely balanced as far as the lightness. I think we're just gonna call it there. I don't know if there's any other areas that I really want to improve. Sorry. Oh. Okay. Just give me like a few more seconds to just stare at it in a very silly way. No, nothing's jumping out. Oh, sorry. Nothing's jumping out at me. The microphone's boosted, so that probably was deafening for a second. Yeah, nothing's jumping out at me. Everything's kind of how I like it to be. The clouds are... I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I really like the clouds. They look gorgeous to me. They're like very like depressing, but they have enough like peeking out, enough color peeking from it. Plus the little subtle glow of the red. Really love that. the fog on the buildings was just perfect. Like it was just a whim thing. Like I was like, oh, this could probably use some fogs in between the buildings. That's probably gonna help. And I think now that we're at the end, it worked perfectly. Like I'm really happy with how that turned out. The buildings look pretty sick. I wish I could be a little bit more creative with the buildings, but I think with what I have is really strong. I think people are gonna like it. It's just I wish I had more of a like sketchy look to it, a little bit more of my like natural my natural mistakes into it by like hand drawing the buildings. But this was by the time I actually got to the buildings, it was already like insanely long. There was no way for me to do the buildings without like just like shortening it up somehow, making it a little bit more of a speedy process. Scale of the piece is really interesting too, with it being very tall. It's gonna be tough to post this to Instagram, which isn't the main concern anyways. The rain is good. The rain is just subtle enough. I like the splashing effects on his shoulders especially. It really comes out on his shoulders. I think the lighting on his cell phone is maybe the only part that I don't like, but there was no way that I could think of putting it out where it's like, I wanted it to be stylish, so I had it very spiky. But I want to make sure it didn't block too much. It wasn't too blinding. You could tell it was the main source of light that makes his face so bright. The gun, I've already talked about it. The gun, I wish didn't look so silly when it's pointed in that direction, but it is a very skinny gun. And I kind of just wanted it to stay that gun. The coat, the outfit, the hair, everything looks great. I think that all came out perfectly. Even the shading with the pants. The pants were so hard to shade. That probably added like an extra session alone. But I think after all the work that it took on that, I'm happy. I'm good. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I could do. This was a piece that I'm very, very happy with. I think the only thing I could say is there are some like shortcomings that I think that I had stylistically with, you know, like the buildings not being very creative, or the lighting of the cell phone being a little wonky, but not enough to like really make me regret that I wish like I completely trashed this piece. I otherwise am very pleased with how it. Oh, the second thing, also just the time that it took to make this piece was way too long. I almost want to apologize, but like, you know, it is what it is. I'm sure if someone likes watching me paint, then me painting a long piece is probably not that big of a deal. But in my head, it's like I wish I could do like 1,000,000 paintings a session, but I can't. I am but a lad. Yeah, so the length of the piece, and then just a few style choices that I wish I improved a bit more. But I think what I managed to do, despite those little tiny shortcomings, almost not even shortcomings at all, I think is very impressive for me. If you don't like it, that's fine. But I'm very pleased with this piece. This is crazy. Oh, of course, the building. I remember now. The billboards. I wanted to do billboards on the character or on the building, so it looked like it was a cyberpunk kind of thing. I think I still got like a cyberpunk feel-ish to it, a little bit near future. Maybe not, but it's fine. Like I think we still got enough style and substance out of this without being able to do everything that I wanted. I think just the scale of the piece ended up making it way too much to try to include another style. And I think it's also part of a shortcoming with the way that I designed it. Like I didn't do anything too crazy. Like I said, the stylistic choices of the buildings just being squares. Like I didn't do too much to break up the silhouettes, so they're just rectangle buildings like you see in every background. But I was like kind of like already cooking my brain at that point. So like I said, there are some shortcomings and I wish I could even push it further with the style, but it was like getting to the point where it was completely unmanageable. So I needed to like find a place to just call it. Okay, I think that's enough feedback, enough critiquing myself. It's time to just let this thing fly, go where it may be. I don't know what I just meant there. 1 second. Hang on a second, let me go back to that song. Let me see if I can find it. No, it's the one that starts with the Lake cello. That's the one. That's the one. All right. So, really big thank you to everybody that watched this stream, whether it's, you know, being archived on the YouTube later, or if you were here for only a few minutes. I really appreciate just anybody spending time with me, even if you just like peeked in and didn't even say anything. Just, I appreciate anybody that could spend time with me and see my art. There it goes. So yeah, I'm gonna be back next Tuesday. Should be starting a new piece. Hopefully I have an idea. I think I'm gonna be transitioning back into doing some Vampire the Masquerade characters. I've been pretty hyped on the series again since like they announced that they were doing something again, so I already have the next one lined up as far as like what I'm gonna be doing. I wish I had a little bit more time to play, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. I want to go ahead and get more of it done before I completely lose any drive to finish that series. But yeah, more Vampire the Masquerade gonna be coming up right after this. Every Tuesday, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. Yeah. Make sure to check out my Instagram. That's usually where I post art. I might have something posted tomorrow, depending on whether or not I can make a decision on if that piece is finished. I think I basically have already. Oh, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Sorry, yeah. Check out my Instagram. That's usually where I post most of my stuff, most up to date. You can see me post a meme or two, some things about my life on my stories, but mostly that is the main place if you want to see me post my art most as soon as it comes out. And then make sure to check out my YouTube channel. So I have two YouTube channels. There's one that is a full stream archive, so you get to see all the archive streams if you want to catch up with, or just keep me in the background, however you like to do your thing. I'd really appreciate you checking that out. Then I also have my highlights channel where all of them are made into time lapses. So each stream is made into like a 5-minute, 6-minute digestible stream. And once a piece is done, like we are now, I have to work on what is called a supercut, or I call it a supercut. So a supercut is where all the streams time lapses are combined into one bigger time lapse. Hang on a second. I think I might have noticed something. Into one bigger time lapse I call the supercut, and those are more like 12 to 15 minutes. This one might be crazy long because I spent a lot of time on this piece, but that's fine. We're okay. I'm gonna be okay. Sorry. Just a second. I noticed that it looks like this piece was connected, and that's bothering me. Oh, did the song stop? Hello? Why can't I hear anything anymore? Hello? What just happened? Hang on, is it coming through on the stream? Yeah, it's coming through on the stream just fine. I can't hear anything right now. Okay. I'm gonna ignore it because we're almost done. So let me just focus on getting it done. This is really weird. I can't hear anything. It's just me sitting silently and drawing. It's driving me a little nuts, but I'll be alright. I'll survive. Hold on. No. Let me stop worrying about the sound. Just finish. Focus. We're literally at the finish line. Oh yeah. Sorry. Just a tiny little thing that was distracting me for a bit there. All right, so Instagram, YouTube. I'm also a DeviantArt. Check that out if you want to see some of my older pieces. Is my microphone being picked up? Please tell me to. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. Okay, yeah. Check out my DeviantArt if you want to see some of my older pieces. I try to keep it fairly up to date, although it's a little bit behind. It's like 5-6 pieces behind, but it's fine. It's whatever. It's fine. But you can also see some of my older pieces. And then I'm also pretty active on DeviantArt, so if you want to just check me out there, I'd appreciate it. Just send me a like, send me a favorite, all that kind of stuff. It really makes me feel appreciated. I just like sharing my art and just having people be able to see my stuff and enjoy what I do it really means a lot to me. DeviantArt is a little crazy, so probably don't message me on there because DeviantArt bots are really annoying. It's so hard telling, like even on Instagram, it's hard telling if anybody's real. I've gotten so many messages from like seemingly real accounts that like I don't even touch them because like I just can't tell. I don't know, like send me a picture of my art and then like I don't know. It's hard. I'm trying to think of a way to like completely get around it, but there's just so many bots that like have so many ways of like faking things that it's just really like impossible to like be able to decipher who's real and who's not. I don't know. Just I would guess bring up something a little bit more specific. Like if I draw something, bring up something specific about the drawing so I can tell that you're actually paying attention to it. Because like even some of the bots are like posting like pictures of my artwork and just saying, "Hey, I love your stuff," and it's like, I think if you can point out something specific about what you're reposting to me, like sending me, then I can tell, okay, this is somebody actually looking at the drawing. But if you're just like reposting the picture and just saying, "Hey, I like your stuff," you could actually not know. Like I think someone sent a picture of myself. I was like, "Hey, I love this drawing that you did." And it's like that's a picture of me. That's not a drawing. And that was like a pretty big giveaway for like knowing that it was a bot and not a real person. Anyways, Instagram, YouTube, DeviantArt. I do commissions, so if you want me to draw one of your characters for D&D, or Vampire the Masquerade or any role playing game, even if it's just like your favorite anime character, if you want me to draw them in my style, or if you want me to draw them in the style of the anime, I could also do that. Draw Itachi fighting Nagato from Naruto. Like I can do a lot of stuff. Just check out the commission sheet down below. If it's too confusing and you don't really understand it, you can just message me on Instagram. Remember what I said? Be a little bit specific. If you have like a specific question that's more directly related to me, then I am more likely to be able to respond. Because if you just keep it vague, like "Hi, I like your stuff," it's hard to tell if you're real. Point is, yeah, we can work it out through that. Email is probably the best one because I don't really get any bot emails, like nothing crazy like that. And then if you don't want to go through the effort of going through a commission, if you just want to make an easy, simple one-time donation, I also have a PayPal link down below. Just anything you could give makes me feel like I'm really appreciated and my time has been spent wisely on Twitch. I'll do this no matter what because like even if I don't get paid, it's fun to just hang out and just be there and share my art. But whatever you could do would be greatly appreciated, and then also would go towards me being able to afford more art supplies, afford more video and audio equipment, and just improving the setup overall. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps everything up. I'm so glad I'm done with this piece. I'm so glad it came out as well as it did. And I'm so glad for everybody that was able to spend some time and hang out. It was a really good time. And I'm very excited to keep doing it and get started on the next piece. Because goodness gracious, I'm tired. I'm so tired of this piece. Please. Okay, that's enough. All right, last time. Thank you. I hope you have a good night. I hope you have, wherever you are, just have a great time. Bye-bye.